Now this is where it gets crazy. The faith of some people are being tested, and they decide to go after, Moses, and be like, hey, Moses, you took us out of Egypt. We were slaves, but we were fine. We would eat. Now we're hungry. We are going to die. The one who's always praying to God, and you guys don't even pray. Why don't you call God? Why don't you tell God so that God can come and he will answer you? And then Moses decides to pray. And Lord, behold, God gives him the most awesome instruction. And after this, the most awesome thing happens. Then boom, the water splits into 2 huge walls of water. Okay, the Red Sea is opened, and it is an awesome thing. They go through, and while they're going through, Pharaoh's like, what the? I'm going through too. So he follows them. And then God decides to send an angel to separate the children of God and the army of the Pharaoh. Yeah? And just when you think it's over, it gets interesting. Okay, so now they're going, and they're going, and they're going, and they're going. And just when the last Israelite hits the shore on the other side, God closes up the Red Sea, and the water comes rushing, and it swallows up the Egyptian army. And whatever armies or people of Pharaoh's army decide to leave, he sends his strong arm and he pushes them in, and they're gone. Now this is an awesome book. It has been turned into thousands of movies out there. Now please, don't go and destroy the story by watching the movie. First, read the Bible, read the book of Exodus first, and then you can go and watch the movie, because the movie people tend to change a lot of things and a lot of important things in the Bible and kind of put in their own little interpretation or whatever. So first read Exodus and then go watch the movie if there is any. And this goes for any biblical story out there that's out in the theaters, okay? And then once you're done watching the movie, come back and read that book again, okay? Because the movie can change things and make you believe in stuff and think of stuff that are not real. Come back, read the book again, and then get your faith up, because this is an awesome book. I love Exodus. It is a story of deliverance from slavery. In fact, this is the first book I've ever read ever since becoming a Christian, and I was blown away. I wanted to become Moses. I wanted to lead people out of prison. I wanted to become the next female Moses. I was like, God, if I could serve you as close as Moses did, I would have done my job. I would have done my job, because he led the people of Israel out of the wilderness, and he prayed so much, he fasted so much, he had so much faith in God. He believed, and he did as he was instructed, and he was so good at being a child of God. God loved him so much. God said there is no one as holy as Moses. God made Moses an awesome being, okay? And I was just in awe of him, because he led the children of God in the daytime. They were following a cloud, okay? A GPS. God decided to make himself a modern day, back in the day, GPS, okay? And during the night, he was a pillar of fire, okay? He was fire, just a pillar of fire, and the Israelites would just follow this pillar of fire, leading them along the way. And when they were hungry, God fed them food from the sky. Awesome. Okay, I was just blown away, and I love, and I keep coming back to the story, and I love it. I love it so much, and it just shows the greatness of my God. Now, just when I thought Moses was great, well, I continue to read a couple of books from Exodus, and I get to 1 Kings, and I meet this man called Elijah. Now, Elijah is unlike any other man. He will stand firm and steadfast in his God against kings, against queens. This man mocked the God of Jezebel. He is just crazy. You know, he gave Jezebel a challenge. And he said, okay, your God is that great. Your statue Baal is that great. If he's really that great, then take your offering of meat, a full cow, and I'll take my full cow. We'll put water on it, and then we'll call on our gods and see which God will respond by putting fire upon the sacrifice. Well, Jezebel and his people and her people decided that they're going to take on the challenge, and of course the idol did not respond because it's not God, and his God responded by bringing fire yet again from the sky to burn the offering. From this point on, I'm going to jump over to last week's footage for the story of Elijah. Please don't be scared. Of course, I am wearing a different outfit. And then once I'm done with that story, we're gonna head right on over, and then I'll continue with you. Here it is. Elijah was a prophet of God in Israel, and as we know, the Israelites were the chosen people of God. And being the chosen people of God, you would think that they would worship God all the days of their life. Well, that was not the case in his time. The king married a woman, a foreign woman, a Moabite called Jezebel. And Jezebel killed all the prophets of God, made prophets for herself, and was worshipping the false idol Baal, and made all of Israel sin against God and worship this statue. Now, Elijah was the only prophet of God that was left behind, and he spoke up against Jezebel, and he spoke up against the king and the wickedness that they were doing in Israel. Now, of course, this made Jezebel really angry, so Elijah had to flee and run for his life, and he was in the wilderness and he had nowhere to go, and he was just distraught because it was getting tough to serve God, especially on his own. But this is what God did. God sent his angels to come and bake cake for Elijah. He even brought ravens to come and bring food for Elijah while he was in the wilderness. God gave him rest. He made him sleep. He calmed his soul. He calmed him down, and it was so good to read the mercy of God even to his children when they are under attack and they are desolate and have no one, and they are battling and it feels like the battle is so hard and you're all alone. God gave him rest. And we continue to read, when you continue to read the first Kings, you'll see how God gave him help by giving him an assistant and also another prophet to come and help him with the battle. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. We are still in the Genesis series I'm still continuing with that. If you are new, please consider subscribing, and of course click the bell icon to get notifications. You subscribe so that you do not lose me on YouTube, and you click the bell icon so that you are notified every time I post a video. And you give me a like, because you're an awesome person and it will really help. Yet again, thank you so much. I will link the description of all my videos down below. I also have a step-by-step, if you are new in the Christian faith, of what to do. It's also in the description below. Have an awesome and a blessed day. You are awesome. You are great. You are made in the image of God, and I love God. Therefore, I love you, and I am rooting for you, and I'm rooting for your life, and I hope that it is awesome. Love you, love you, love you, and bye.